right, good morning, and welcome back to Cats and Carnivores. It is Sunday, January the 5th of 2025. I am John, and welcome back to the channel. If you're joining now or have listened to us in the past, welcome back, and thank you for joining us today, taking some time to listen to me talk about my journey on carnivore. Let me begin with a disclaimer. This is not medical advice. There is plenty of information out there on YouTube from different sources. I would definitely steer you towards Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Chaffee, Dr. Paul Saladino, and obviously Dr. Ken Berry, who these are the kings of the carnivore community as far as doctors go on YouTube. Let me also mention Dr. Bosworth. She's great. These folks have lots of information, so take what I say as my thoughts and opinions on it, and not medical advice. Also, I have some new equipment today. I have a stand for my phone. I have a microphone, and that's helping me a lot to make better videos. I want to make better quality videos as we go forward. So, with all that said, welcome to the end of my first week of carnivore, or the beginning of my second, whichever way you want to look at it. It's been great so far. Did have a few ups and downs that I discovered for myself. You know, if you're going to do something like lion diet, you can't really have anything except for ruminant animal meat, salt, water, butter, I suppose. Actually, no, I don't think butter is even allowed on the lion diet. It's very restrictive, which I'm not doing that yet. I may do that. It's actually a really cool concept. I've seen some folks out there with very good success on a lion diet, probably because it is so restrictive, and you're not going to get anything except for animal proteins and animal fats. For me right now, I'm just basically focusing on getting started. I've been approaching carnivore for some time, and it's not easy to do. It's a transition, and you need to take time and be forgiving of yourself when you make mistakes. I mean, for example, this week I had milk, raw milk. My wife and I love raw milk. It's so good, and it's very healthy. Unfortunately, an 8-ounce glass of milk, I think, has something like 9 grams of carbohydrate in the form of lactose, which, that's a lot, especially for somebody like me who's very insulin resistant. My overnight blood glucose was higher than it had been for the previous couple of days, and this was about 2 days ago. Also, that same day, coincidentally, I had gone to a restaurant locally, and I ordered a steak, and I ordered some shrimp. The shrimp came with a dipping sauce, and I should have known better, but I didn't think about it, and I just dipped away. And well, my blood glucose spiked about 50, 60 points right after I ate it, came right back down. But, I've been thinking about and watching videos about this for a while, and spikes like that are really not supposed to happen unless you have insulin resistance. And of course, again, that's my opinion based on the information that I've gotten so far. But that's one of the tripping points that I've had this week. Everything else has been very good. I've been eating a lot of steak. Ate some more prime rib yesterday. It was really, really good. Our local Publix here had a sale over the holidays, and you just could not beat the price. So we took advantage of that and bought several. So we made another one yesterday, and it was absolutely delicious. So very happy at the end of week one. I did have a little bit of keto flu yesterday, and it's not pleasant. I woke up with a horrible headache. I felt really crappy all day, and eventually after I ate and I had coffee, and I have to admit I am still drinking coffee. That's a very tough one to give up. So I think I'm probably not. I don't put anything in it. I love heavy cream. I don't put any kind of sweeteners, artificial or otherwise, in my coffee, but I do like heavy cream. So sometimes I'll have a cup in the afternoon with heavy cream when I'm in my eating window, because I'm trying to stay to a 16/8 schedule of eating right now, intermittent fasting, which is also a really great idea to help lose weight, to help to give your body, your pancreas, your organs a break from processing food. It's a lot, and they expend a lot of energy doing that. But you don't have to eat 3 squares a day. I grew up believing this, and I no longer believe that. I think probably, at my age, it's not necessary, and I think you could get away with, 2 meals a day, 1 meal a day. I think OMAD is very strict. It's very restrictive because it's basically 23 hours of not eating and 1 hour of eating. 16/8's a little bit more doable, although I would like to shrink that window to, let's say, maybe 20/4. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that one. We'll have more discussions about that. So my thoughts on carnivore. The keto flu. Like I said, headache. Just felt lousy all day. Really had a hard time getting past it. I didn't have a lot of energy, and this is not uncommon. You're switching. You're doing a major shift in your biochemistry, in your gut bacteria, your gut biome. These flora, they change. The the fuel you're running on is going to change from glucose to ketones. You have to also be mindful about how far you are into ketosis. But that's certainly a very important measure for somebody that's going to go this way and basically cut glucose and sugars and carbohydrates out of your diet. So really, other than that, I felt very successful this week. So I'm feeling good about it. I think the future is bright, and I'll be happy to keep going on this because I frankly love meat, and I don't really care for vegetables. I think that what I've learned is that vegetables have a defense mechanism, which is to basically be toxic. Vegetables, if you go historically, they were not what they are today. We have modified them to a great degree, and now they're at least edible, but they still come with some things that are not so great about them, and that is their defense mechanism. It makes sense, right? They don't want to be eaten. I found out yesterday that surprisingly enough, that avocados, which I love and are fairly good if you're not doing strict carnivore, if you're more like a ketovore, you can have avocado. It's like 75% fat, but it's estrogenic. And, even as a guy, I don't want to add a lot of extra estrogen. Not that I mean a lot of avocados, I don't. But it was just very surprising. There was a whole list of things that came across this pamphlet for a product my wife signed up for recently. So that was kind of a surprise. So anyway, again, this is a channel about cats and carnivores. You probably saw at the beginning of this video a few little cuties of mine. That was Betsy and Charlie having fun this morning. There will be more cats coming around, and also for the future, I think we're going to do some recipes. We're going to talk about how we prepare food, some suggestions. We'll put links to because I'm not coming up with this stuff. These are coming from the great minds of carnivore out there, and they're more than just the doctors that you see. There are also other folks who are doing keto or carnivore or both, and they have some great tips and tricks. Something that we discovered this week, I think butter bites. You brown butter, you cook it until it browns. Excuse me. You cook it until it browns, and then you make these. You put it into some kind of a cookie sheet or cookie form, and you put it in the freezer until it solidifies, and it makes a great snack. And as I might want to point out to you, as you'll see on like Dr. Boz, she recommends butter as a way of building up your ability to use fat, to fat adapt, and butter is great for that. But it's hard to eat butter just as from the stick, because they're recommending you eat a stick a day, and I've tried that, and it's not so easy. So I will link a description of the video where I found it, and basically what you have to do to make it. And we'll also make another more detailed video about making butter bites, but they're great. It's for carnivore. It's a great solution. I mean, I know that if you're on lion diet, again, that's not going to be allowed. But I think, on a carnivore diet, you could probably have butter bites, and it would help you at least in the beginning. So that'll be a future video. Also, we're going to do some tips and tricks, kind of like that. And then we're also going to do some walkabouts and just have some conversations about cats, carnivore, and that's it. So we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Yes, I am the cat doorman here. No doubt about it. Every time I turn around, cats are going outside. Right, Sophie? Right, Jazzy? Ridiculous. Jazzy. Jazzy. This is Jazzy. She likes a lot of petting. Sophie. Looking like a real cat. Sophie. There you are.